I just gotta hit record.
We're all, look, I didn't have to tell Jesse to shut the door this time.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We'll see if this battery lasts, man. It's going to be very interesting. All right, we're casualing this thing up today.
Okay, I'll start it and then it's all yours.
Let's do it. Hey, friends, by the way, if you're watching, we're pre-recording for the 4th of July because you can bet that we ain't going to be here at 8:35 on Thursday morning.
That's true.
You don't have a computer, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Or your laptop?
Do I need one?
Yeah, I want to look at pending sales. You can look at this. You're going to get this?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. You can always get on that. All right, Andy.
Ready?
You ready?
I'm ready.
You want to get us our intro, whatever it is
Yep.
going to be?
I'll play music tomorrow, or.
Yeah.
we'll have
Yeah, he'll plug it in.
There we go.
What's up,
News
friends?
Radio 94.9, 890 KDXU. Andy Griffin with you, and it's time for St. George Real Estate Morning Drive with Jeremy Larkin and the Keller Williams Group, and of course Jesse's here as well. Guys, how's it going today?
Jesse Paul, the Ed McMahon of St. George Real Estate Radio Programs.
I wonder how many people in your audience even know who that is.
I don't even know what that means.
You know who Ed McMahon is, dude?
Well, I do, but I don't.
Here's Johnny. Oh my goodness. Any of our friends that are watching right now, this is really fun. We like to work from a place of transparency. This is pre-recorded, so there you go. We're just going to let them know, Andy, and I know everybody won't tell them that, but we're going to tell you this. So it's actually not the 4th of July. It's the 2nd of July, and it's 1:52 p.m. And you know what? Hopefully our listeners will even think we're more credible because we told you this. By the way, we are always live. The only time we are not live is when we have some sort of a massive scheduling conflict.
Right.
And so we hope you're tuning in on the 4th of July. I don't know who turns in on the 4th of July, but if you're a habitual radio person, boom, you're on, right?
Doesn't matter.
And you can be listening, by the way, if you're on 890 AM, you can be listening on 94.9 FM.
Mhm.
If you're on 94.9 FM, you can be on 890 AM, or you can Google KDXU live stream.
Yeah,
That's
890KDXU.com, we're right there.
Yeah, 890KDXU.com. So for our Facebook Live listeners, this is fun. You're actually watching live. If you're trying to go on Facebook right now, this is why we have to be transparent about this. If you're trying to go on Facebook on Thursday, July 4th, you're like, where are these guys, right?
Oh, we'll be there. You just have to search for
Yeah,
it.
you just have to, well, the point is, we ain't gonna be there, because it ain't streaming live, it's streaming live right now.
But it'll be on the Larkin Group page.
Well, you can look it up on
Or
the
on your
Larkin
page,
Yeah,
or
you can
my
look it up on my
page,
page,
or
on
Kayla's page.
facebook.com/Jeremy Larkin. So, hey, guys, it's the 4th of July. It's 4th of July week. Andy, what's your favorite 4th of July memory? Let's jump right on this.
Oh, wow, favorite 4th of July memory. That's a tough one. We have a tradition in my family.
I was gonna ask tradition.
Going to my sister's house.
Uh-huh.
Everybody brings their own fireworks, light off together. We barbecue up some dogs and birds, and everybody brings a side dish, and just have the big family bash, and it always ends up in a water fight by the end.
I love that.
Nice.
I love that. What about you, Jesse?
You know, my favorite's
I'll
got to be 2005, because I had just met my wife like the week before, and we went out to, of all places, Caliente, Nevada. It was a great drive,
Oh.
great time, and that's probably my favorite.
Caliente is a great place to visit, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Most people don't even know where it's at, but it was her favorite place. Lincoln County, Nevada was always her favorite place.
Yeah,
back
that was a
then.
spot. That was a spot.
It was a good, really good time.
So for me,
Yeah.
it was always, so back in the day, the fireworks were always at the Sun Bowl, downtown St. George.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that wasn't too long ago they stopped doing that. They moved to Dixie State
Right,
University.
a little country showdown.
Yeah, a little country showdown. But I would always go to Vernon Worthen Park and lay out on a blanket on Vernon Worthen, and there was just so much energy. The last time I remember doing that, I was 19 years old.
Hmm.
I was literally going on an LDS mission 48 hours later for 2 years.
Really?
It's the last time I went to Vernon Worthen Park and laid on the grass and watched the fireworks. That's the last time I remember it.
You know what's
It was
interesting?
1994.
What,
Wow.
the Sun Bowl and Dixie State University is what, 3 or 4 blocks away from each other? You wouldn't
A
realize.
little
that-
more than 3 or
that-
4, but I appreciate that.
How many?
Not many. It's
Like
literally
what?
maybe
5?
Maybe it's 5 or 6.
Oh, it's,
That's
okay,
what I
it's
think.
5 blocks,
It's
I'm
not,
sorry.
it's so close.
But you
It's
wouldn't
up John
think that
Wade.
that makes such a big difference, but it does. Cause we have a friend that
Uh-huh.
used to have a party every year right up here on Donnelly Drive, or just above that. And just that little move made a big difference in the view of the fireworks,
Absolutely it does.
that 5 blocks.
And there are some really cool places. We have this cool building downtown that we office in. But the problem with the building is when you stand on the roof, we could get on the roof, but there's this parapet wall that's too tall. So you can't really see over it. Yeah, it drives me crazy. So it is what it is. But man, 4th of July is fun. So I'm doing something different this year. I wanna-
Wait, before you move
Yeah,
on, I gotta
yeah.
ask a question.
I want you to ask.
You were 19 in 1994? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah, man.
So doing the math, that was 25 years ago.
Yeah, 44. I turned 44
I
3 days ago.
You don't look a day over 30.
Over 42.
No?
He
Thank you.
doesn't act a day over
I went,
10.
man, 44. Turned 44 years old, and I was out at Lake Powell on Saturday. Oh my gosh, do you ever go to Powell?
Been a while, been a while.
I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan.
I'm going
of
to Powell for the first time, not the first time ever, but the first time actually going and enjoying it, the end of this month.
Oh, you're gonna have a great time.
We're gonna go on ski doos, cause we're looking at a business venture. And we travel 80 miles up the canyon, on ski doos and go
They're
fishing
called
and
sea doos,
camping.
but we'll go with
Sea
ski
doos,
doo.
ski doo.
Let me tell you about 80 miles.
Skidoo.
Let me
It's
tell
a
you
long
something.
ways.
If you think you're going 80 miles on those, you better prep yourself, bro.
Oh, I will.
That's a long way.
It's gonna be cool. We're gonna go
That
for
sounds
3
amazing, but
days.
where are you going to?
I don't know. I'll let you know.
Oh my goodness.
We have a guide.
We have a guide and we have a guide. Oh my heavens.
A guide.
This is pretty fun. This is really fun. I'm glad you're doing this. I want to hear more about it. 80 miles. and I
Wait
think
till
you're
you
gonna
hear
be
about the
worn
business venture. More will be revealed.
out. Oh man, I like this. I like this. I like this a lot.
He doesn't
actually.
even know about this, so
I don't
this
know
is a
anything
real
about
tease.
Don't know anything about it. Tune in at 10
The whole
Just
world
happened
knows
last
now.
night.
Tune in 10:29. Facebook Live listeners, thanks for being with us. And again, this show is being pre-recorded, so if you're trying to check us out, Facebook Live, you're not going to find it, but I hope you're listening to 890 KDXU, 94.9 FM, 890 AM. And we're having a good time here. So, pre-recording this on July 2nd, talking about our favorite 4th of July memories. I want to remind our listeners that our show is brought to you by our friends over at Sunwood Homes. Sunwood is a builder that a lot of people don't know. We're going to have them actually on the show next week. They don't know that. They actually don't know that because we're having a grand opening, grand reopening July 13th over at the Sunwood, the Brookwood project.
Yep.
It's funny, so Sunwood is the company name. Brookwood is the
Is the
project they're
subdivision.
doing, subdivision between Brio and that
Mill
that
Creek
canyon, Mill
Springs.
Creek Canyon
Mill Creek.
over there. It is, what makes this subdivision so amazing, there are 0 through streets. There's nobody just randomly passing through your neighborhood. It is just so,
No.
so pretty,
No.
the views are incredible. But then the floor plans are things like, for the Brookwood subdivision, Sunwood Homes, Brookwood subdivision, floor plans are things like basswood,
Basswood.
pinewood,
Redwood.
ironwood, redwood. I can't keep this crap straight, okay? But I do want,
I got a
yeah.
crash course today.
Yeah, you sure did. Jesse's been out in the model. But I want to tell you that if you'll pick up the phone and call us, 435-268-2044, 435-268-2044. Contact us and ask about a free iron door upgrade. The iron door is the thing right now. We've got a
Real
really
iron?
Tell me about it. I just put 2 in my house.
Yeah, what did it cost you?
A lot.
Thousands.
6,
Many
7
thousands. Yeah, so we've got an iron door
I
upgrade.
about had let's just say this, I about had a heart attack when they gave me the
I know, it's
price.
divorce type stuff.
But it was one of those things where I just said, well, happy wife, happy life.
Yep.
I just
Yep.
kept my mouth shut. But I gotta tell you, after it
You
was.
said wife with iron door is a less angry wife.
But
No, I don't know.
after it was finished, I forgot how much it was, cause it is beautiful.
We're talking about real iron. The-
Yeah, oh
the
yeah,
metal,
iron door,
made out
metal
of
door.
iron.
Have you seen these? Yeah, you know, the
They
double
are
doors, you know, double iron doors.
absolutely
What?
Gotta be heavy.
You not seen an iron door?
I don't think so. I've
You
seen an
have,
iron
you just
gate.
haven't noticed it.
You haven't noticed it. You honestly, this is kind of funny. So, visit right here, Andy, mysunwoodhomes.com, those kind of doors.
Okay, so it's not
So-
solid iron, you got glass in there and
Just some
stuff.
glass, it's heavy as heck.
They
Yeah.
are cool.
And I said heck for the families out there trying to keep it clean. So, visit mysunwoodhomes.com, mysunwoodhomes.com, or you can pick up the phone and call us. And you're gonna wanna check this out. So we've got 2 homes out there, a 1,700 and change square foot or an 1,880 square foot. We have a 3,200 square foot walkout basement into this wash. It is like the view, oh my goodness, into the green cottonwood growing in this wash. And then we have 23 lots left. So that's Sunwood Homes. So Jesse, let's talk about the fact that, even though it's the week of the 4th of July, the market, we kind of like just teased this a little bit last week, but the people think, well, maybe in the summer no one's buying real estate in St. George because it's so hot. It's just not even, it's not in the realm of accurate, right?
Nope.
It's not even the realm of accurate. There is so much real estate being sold right now in Washington County. I'm looking at a market summary, 514 pending sales in Washington County a year ago this time, 486. I mean, market is just clipping right along. Jesse, so, I mean, and whose phone's ringing? Well, apparently your do not disturb doesn't work very well,
It
does
is not mine.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure it is. Maybe it's mine, who knows what it is.
Not mine.
So guys, here's the situation. People think, hey, St. George, summer, it's hot, it's crazy, nobody's buying homes. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. Jesse, do you remember how many homes we sold last month at Larkin? How many sides were involved in? Let's see what this phone's
I
doing.
think 19?
19 sites, okay? Think about that for a minute.
Was it your phone?
I don't know, maybe it was, but it's on Do Not Disturb. 19 homes, okay?
No, we sold 19.
19 homes, okay? And if you do some math right here, okay? Let's talk about what 19 homes really amounts to. I can actually tell you, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it amounted to. So that means 19 buyers or sellers, that's just the Larkin group. That's just our team. We're a small team. It's not like we got
Yeah, we
20
had 1,
agents.
2, 3, 4,
I
5
mean,
sales agents.
for crying out loud, right? That's a lot of real estate being sold here in Washington County. Last year at this time, same deal. So primary suspects in the summertime, Jesse, which sellers is there a group that's having a better time selling a home in the summertime in Washington County?
Probably your families that are,
Uh-huh. Bigger
they're
homes?
definitely going to be moving because they wanna move after school lets out and before it starts.
Correct. You're actually
And
absolutely
there's a
right.
lot of those.
This is amazing. I'm looking at our average sales price last month, $365,000. Now, when I say average sales price, that was our average sales price at Larkin Group. That was $7 million in real estate. So 11 sellers. We helped 11 sellers. Excuse me. Let me back up. Okay, looking back. So right now we have 11 sellers and 8 buyers pending. Okay, to close in July. Okay, I was saying June, July. So
So I probably
$7
have
million
that
in real estate, right? Just our team. So 514 sales pending. Jesse, you're saying the winter and the summertime is often families or people selling a larger home.
The summertime, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in the spring and in the fall,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's still families moving, but more of that's gonna be your snowbirds or people that have to move.
Yep, absolutely.
Like they have a life change or, something like that. Or it's a retired couple that's just, they don't care when. But they're here in the winter, fall, spring, before it gets too hot. They're here.
They are. And speaking of this, so one of the concerns is, can I sell my home in the summertime, right? This is a big concern. The reality is absolutely. Statistically speaking, we're showing more sales in May, June, and July, which is not a quarter, it's overlapping quarters, but it is probably the busiest 90-day period of the entire year when you lump together 90 days.
That's true.
Right, hey, January, February can be great, October can be great, but as a 90-day block, you're really talking about May, June, July. That is an epic time to sell a home.
But look at that timing, and that's because the ones, even the families that are going to be moving, if they wanna move right after school gets out, they're probably putting their home on the market in late April, anticipating that it might take 30 to 45 days to find a buyer, and then 30 to 45 days to actually close and find the other home and get in before school lets out. So if you look at those 3 months, the person that's closing in May actually started in April.
Well, here's a question for you, okay? Here's a question. Can I sell my home in 45 days or less? I don't mean
Yes.
closed, but could I find a buyer, put a sign in the ground? Could I hire a realtor, professionally photograph the home, do videography, market it on Facebook? In 45 days, could I have a buyer?
Yes,
Do you think that's realistic?
absolutely.
How quickly could I? What is the fastest one you've seen recently
Less than 24 hours,
to find a buyer?
yeah,
Yeah.
multiple buyers.
So it's funny when we put somebody's home on the market, we'll ask them, how soon is too soon? Well, what do you mean by that? Well, brace yourself, right? Because how soon is too soon? I mean, for crying out loud, like, we could have you a buyer in the next 30 days. If you put your home on the market today and we had a buyer tomorrow, they could be kicking you out in 30 days.
Yeah, they could.
For crying out loud, think about this. So check this out, Jesse, and I'm looking back here historically. I've got a report here that says July 2018, 400 active listings, 476 homes sold in July 2018. That's a lot of property. Okay, and that's just the multiple listing service, right? We're not talking about Ann's Homes, Salisbury, these companies that have a lot of their inventory that's off market.
Yeah.
So timing is a concern for people. They want to know if they can sell during the summer. They want to know if they can sell their home quickly. Let's talk about a fun one,
So,
Jesse.
I
Go
wanna,
ahead.
I wanna dig into that a little bit deeper,
Yeah, hit
because
it.
when we talk about that it slows down in July and August,
Mhm.
let's put that into perspective. So how many less home sales, maybe 100,
Oh,
than May and April?
an incremental, meaningless amount.
Right, so it may slow down, but not enough to make a decision to say, well, I can't sell my home during the summer.
Mhm.
Because there's not much of a change. 100 homes out of 600 is not really that significant.
Is there any difference in marketing your home in the summer versus the wintertime? Meaning, is there any fundamental difference, or is it, at the end of the day, the fundamentals of selling a house are always the fundamentals of selling a house?
Well, that's true, they are the same, but there are better opportunities, or more, you can have better curb appeal, say if you sell a home in May, June, July,
Yes,
August,
sir.
than in December and January. Now, you're gonna have different appeals, right? So in December, you're gonna have Christmas decorations, which you can totally play on. But during
they
the
don't last
spring and
long.
summer, you're
Right.
going to have a really nice, full landscape, and it's just, you have more to work with.
So this is kind of fun. I'm gonna link into the Facebook Live.
I don't know if
so
that's where
someone
you were
else will look it up.
going.
No,
That's my answer.
absolutely, because we got a couple homes with pools. So we talked about this on the program last week. We had a pool out there at, clear out there by the airport. I always call it Desert Edge, Desert
Right.
Canyons.
Way out there.
Yeah, way out there, 17
away.
minutes from downtown. And we went out there and posed a pool party, and my kids threw me in the pool, right? So there is some unique marketing that's going on right now. I was at the lake, we were talking about ski-doos, and then you went to skidoos, right? Talking about boats and watercraft. Well, those things sell like crazy in the summertime. And
It's
if
about
you
time
try
you
to
got
sell
that
one,
right,
yeah,
ski-doos.
yeah, if you try to sell one in the wintertime, it's a little bit of a challenge, right? Because people are not in that mode. So
Mhm.
larger homes tend to sell great during the summer, because in the summertime, people are doing
Families.
the family sales. Homes with pools always sell better in the summer. Because Andy, when was the last
you
time
can
you were in the
dive
middle of
in.
January and said, that pool looks refreshing, man?
Hot tub maybe, not the pool.
We talked about
Right.
building a pool, right? Well, you know, we talked, this is a fun one, what does it cost to build a pool? You talked to some people about it.
When
What
did
are you
you
seeing
find
out
out,
there?
Andy?
60 grand to build a basic pool,
In-ground
right?
pool, 60 grand about, yeah.
Is that
Not
for a
cheap.
custom made, or an insert, or does it matter?
Well,
That's
we
a
were looking at
gunite.
fiberglass pools,
Okay,
so.
Okay,
Fiberglass.
for a good fiberglass, cool, I was thinking gunite, well, they're all gonna fall in there. Okay, put fiberglass drop in, come in with a crane, drop that thing in that hole, right?
Mhm.
So 60 grand,
Mm.
right? So, so why does a home, the reason I'm asking this question, why do homes with pools sell so well in the summer? Well, you think it was just the obvious answer.
It's
Well, cause it's
100
hot.
degrees.
But here's the secondary answer. You gotta realize when you build yourself a swimming pool that you're building it for who? For you, right? And if you spend 60 grand on a pool, you're probably gonna get 20 out of it in an appraisal later.
Right.
Maybe 25. So when you're building a swimming pool, it's no different than buying a new car, right, or a boat. You're building it for you. And a lot of folks in the summertime go, oh my gosh, I priced out a pool. I thought about building my own pool. But maybe I'll just buy a home with a pool that was gonna cost me $60,000 or $100,000, and I'll kinda get it thrown in, thrown in. So we had a fun video I just put in our Facebook feed, and if you've never seen what we're doing to market real estate with video, we had some fun, Jeffrey and I, didn't we?
That was a good one.
Marketing a home down off of River Road.
It was
and-
so good, the one that I did, he's like, well, that sucks.
It was
Look at
pretty
that.
easy. Nah, it was just the challenge is sometimes the home won't accommodate it. We shot a video down
It was
at,
good.
off of River Road, it's 1 acre, it's almost 1 acre, water shares, 3,000 square feet, detached shop, it was almost like a detached building for a preschool, it's incredible, it's like it's had its own football field. So the video says, The YouTube video title is "Free Home with Purchase of Football Field." Central St. George horse property. And so what it is it's a home in St. George with horse privileges and a pool. Well, we went out there to football, started throwing a football around. Well, there's a vibe about that, right? It's summertime, and I realize it's not football season, but people are going, that's fun, that's park-like, that looks good, and there's a pool, and we threw the football over the pool. So there's elements of selling a home during the summertime that are gonna work better. I don't know, who knows who it is, but it's probably Andy's got some secret cell phone in here. So, coming back to this, summer is an incredible, incredible time to sell a home. Is there an area where I'd say, it's probably a little tougher? I think when you get into those really straight retirement communities, Snowbird Havens, right? Sun River is one of them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Can be a little tricky during the summertime.
You would want to definitely
Because
sell that strategically.
winter 75% of the buyers moving into Sun River in any
Either probably in the
55
fall.
plus, in the fall and the winter time.
Yep.
Because so many of these buyers are what we call snowbirds.
In fact, they wanna
right?
have it done by May, because as soon as it gets hot, they wanna be out of here.
Yeah,
For the
and they're
most
smart,
part.
and they're smart. Let me just say, very smart thinking, right? Very smart thinking is get yourself in here in October, when it cools off wherever you live, enjoy it for 6 to 7 months, and then get the heck out of Dodge, as we are prone to say, right? Get the heck out. So Jesse, where do you see home values going? Because remember how 2 years ago we said they would go down, and then remember a year ago we said they would go down?
I don't think, now, I said this 3 months ago.
I love it
they're
when we can
not
say
gonna
we
go
were
down.
wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong, because I actually argued with you about this 60 days ago or 90 days ago, saying that it's not gonna turn yet. The market's too strong for it to turn in the next 12 months. We haven't even started to, in fact, we're seeing a decrease in inventory again. And until we start to see that bounce up over 6 months, even after it hits 6 months of inventory, it's gonna take another 8 to 12 months to turn. So I think we're gonna have another couple years of a steady market. I
Well,
really do.
I hope so.
And
It's
I
great for my income.
And I really dare say that until they start messing with interest rates, it's gonna affect us in a really positive way.
Yeah.
Price-wise.
Yeah, I want
I have a
to ask
question.
where at.
I'm not a real estate expert like you guys
Yeah.
are. I saw the other day, I was just browsing through cause I'm one of those people that likes to browse through homes for sale and stuff, and I saw a house, now, it snows here maybe once a year, if we're lucky, sometimes
Maybe
maybe
twice.
every other year.
Yep.
There was a house on Zillow, and it had snow in the front yard. It's a St. George home with snow in the front yard, and I'm sitting there thinking, why would whoever's marketing this house take a picture of it when there's snow in the front yard and then try to sell it in St. George in the summer? I
And then
wonder
not
if-
update it.
Is there a reason? Is it
There's-
laziness, or was there a reason?
Man,
behind
I'm
it?
not thinking
gonna
through it.
say this as kind as I can.
Okay.
Yeah, it's laziness.
Okay.
And maybe there's better ways to say lazy. Maybe it's a lack of professionalism.
Well, and it's
a lack of being
actually,
aware.
it's lack of paying attention to the details that matter.
So there's
Yeah.
no logical reason why that was
Absolutely
there.
none.
Okay.
Absolutely none. So one of the services we're doing over at the Larkin Group for our clients is, if we have to reshoot the house, we'll reshoot the house. If we have to reshoot the house 2-3 times, we'll reshoot it. It's funny you bring this up.
Last week, I sent not only a videographer back because they missed some shots, but the photographer as well. Because they just didn't get the right shots, that we really needed to show the full
And it's generally
scope
free to
of
us,
the home.
right? So we had a home, it's funny you bring that up, we had a home in New Harmony. It was a beautiful home, it is a beautiful home, and.
It was shot in the winter.
We shot it in the wintertime, shot it with great drone footage, it was cool as a winter wonderland. And then we went back, and we sent the photographer back, we started over. And that is not cheap, but the issue is, we're talking about, 4, 5, 6, that's a $750,000 house.
Right.
Now, I'm looking at our time, and I know we're tight on time. Final 2 minutes. I want to encourage folks, because I think the big question right now is, well, what's my home worth, right? What is my home worth? And are interest rates such that it's a good time to buy a home? I had my brother reach out to me from back east. He said, I'm thinking about buying a place in Utah Valley. Is it a good time, or am I just going to be buying at the peak? Remember, in our final minutes here, we can't predict. We do our best to predict. 2 years ago, we thought the values would stabilize. They didn't. They went up higher. Last year, we thought they'd stabilize. They didn't really go up a lot higher, but the market is still strong. I encourage our listeners to get on DixieHomeValue.com. That's DixieHomeValue.com. This has a nice ring to it. Plug in your address, see what you think about it. And if you have further questions, you pick up the phone, you call us at 275-1690. We can look at your property one-on-one and find out if it's appropriate to sell. And I will promise you, we've told people, not the time, not the
Yeah.
home, for whatever their specific circumstance.
Definitely true.
You know,
The last
however
thing you're
it
gonna get
factors
is,
in.
us talking to you.
Other than that,
again.
I wish everybody a happy 4th, and if you don't have anything going on, you can hop on over to the 4th of July celebration they're doing over there at, they'll be at all day long, they'll be in Town Square, stuff going on in Town Square, and then in the evening over at what we call, what do you even call the stadium now?
I don't know.
What stadium is it now?
I'll be in Canal.
Just Trailblazer Stadium. is what they're calling
Trailblazer
it right
Stadium.
now.
We
Yep.
finally got rid of it. Freaking, I won't even mention the solar company and that debacle. You'll love it. Michael Ray's gonna be over there crooning for you, all of you country fans. All right,
Nice.
over and out.
Oh, my computer just died.
Oh, it was good.
Like, boom.
Perfection then, lasted exactly.